Well, the big dairy of the area has gotten a lot of chopping done. You can kind of see this field on the right that's been chopped. You might be wondering why they left a strip there. That's for insurance, because we've had some really, we had a rough growing season. About half the normal moisture is what we got this year. So you might see strips kind of throughout the fields that have gotten chopped already. That's for insurance. But here is the big dairy. I bet they had their big pile. Yep, a couple big piles. Looks like they're all done chopping. At least getting pretty close. They go through quite a bit of feed a year. So, well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. And today, it's November 11th. Rest in peace to all of those firefighters, first responders, and people that we lost on that horrible, horrible day in the state 22 years ago. Terrible thing we can never forget. So I'm going to be up on the farm today. I'm heading up to Canada tomorrow. So the next video you guys will see will be a surprise, that is for sure. But before we get to that, I am going to be around today just kind of helping out with stuff that we have. I think we're working on the combine. I think we're working some cattle up in Bellevue. I don't even know. So we'll get up there, we'll see. And as you can see, the big dairy is now also drag lining their manure. They have a custom company that comes in to get rid of their liquid manure, and they put it out on their fields. Well, I missed it. I turned on the camera too late to see our loader tractor right here hauling 3 bales home. Just 3. It's funny. Gotta love having odd numbers of bales. Looks like Darren's moving bales back from Longs, I'm guessing. Either Longs or my property, or I'm not even sure. So we're coming up on our field to the right here. You can kind of see these beans. It's been a week since you guys have seen them last. Card to that video right here, which has been, like I said, a week ago on September 4th. You can kind of see they are really, really turning. About a majority of the leaves are dropped. Not a lot of green left. And shoot, we could probably pick those beans, and yeah, that's actually, low spot's got a little bit of green left than I thought. A lot less green than I thought though. It won't be long, probably 2 weeks until that'll go at the most. We're gonna be combining in September, which we haven't done that in a very long time. Hi, Darren. Okay, so I just went and hooked up the cattle trailer. Kurt's got to take that up to Bellevue to kind of get some cows moved around up there. Brought to the vet to get some, basically had a couple injuries. They're going to bring the cows to the vet to get the stitches off. Not stitches, get the wrap off. I'm not sure. But, so it's been a week. They made a little bit of progress on the combine. We got new bearings, washers, and hardware for all the augers, for the shoe augers. So that's good. Kurt, you can kind of see as the welder out this morning. He was welding up this concave. If you guys remember in this video, this would have been September 9th, something like that. That video, we basically were walking through this. Nothing was done yet. And yeah, like I said, these concaves were kind of had all the welds worn off, especially on the leading edge, basically with all the crop for its 2,500 separator hours. Really wore into these concaves, so we're building them back up, re-welding them. Yeah, and they look pretty good. Really, now all we got left is replace some of these hardware. I think we're going to replace all 5 of these, the first 5. We're going to replace them. Replace the elements that need replaced on the rotor itself. So these are the elements, the rasp bars. Some of these are pretty worn, especially towards the front. We're going to replace them. And then slap the rotor back in, put the feeder house back on. We're going to replace the feeder house chain, and then we'll be ready to roll. Combine harvest, like I said, it's 2 weeks away. We could probably be starting. We're probably not going to start when we should be starting, but hey, it is what it is. So let's head up and go eat. Okay, so Darren and I are going to go over next door, and we are going to try and fix the ripper. Just got done with the delicious lunch, so let's roll. Gotta grab tools for them first. So this thing cracked last year, I think last year. Nathan was running it right towards the very end. Just kind of basically buckled right after the spring. So I got a new piece. We're going to try and slap her on. Yeah. You've got her a little bit here. Hold that on there for me. Ready? Yep. There's all the pink on it. Oh yeah. Cool. Looks like it's just a greasable pin. Greasable bolt type deal. That's what she looks like. Just a greasable pin that, you know, there's a little ring in there. It lets grease come in from the middle, pour out, and then kind of lube this joint as the spring goes up and down so you wear on the grease and not on the actual pin itself. All right, let's try the fun one. Should go a lot easier. Shit. Oh, it'll turn a little bit until it hits the frame. Just missed. All right. Take the pins over, clean them out. Start putting her back together. There it is. So that's the piece that it basically just kind of connects the bottom part of the link to the shank itself. So the top part's what actually allows it to spring and kind of give. This bottom part's your main support from the tractor. And he's Snapchatting him. There we are. All right, let's roll. Oh yeah, who are you? I don't know if anybody's ever known who you are.
Darren.
And what do you do?
I kind of just help around the farm.
Hey, me too.
Yep.
He's smarter than me though. He at least knows what he's doing. I just fake it. So right now Darren's taking the old grease off so we can just put fresh new stuff in. And I'm gonna go check and make sure the pin will actually fit through the new one that we're looking at. So when stuff is new, it's got a little bit of paint on it. Paint, even though it's only 1/2 mil thick, that adds up when you're talking about precision holes through parts. So it's always good to make sure stuff makes sense. Make sure it fits through, which this one fits. So I think we should be all right. You can kind of see there's the grease ring. So when we actually put grease through, it spits it out right here. And then when we actually have it, when it's actually within the shank, it'll actually grease everywhere in between the shank and the pin itself. So that's how grease works. It basically wears the grease down as opposed to metal on metal, because metal on metal creates heat and creates abrasion and wear. Whereas when you got grease to kind of wear against it. So we'll do the front first. Get that stuff and shove the pin through. No harm, no foul. You can keep going. Okay.
You get it?
You don't do this every day.
Nope.
We're not even?
The shank's gotta come forward.
Yeah, shank's gotta come forward.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Did it go at all?
No. Heck yeah. Oh, nice. All fixed. Ready to roll. Probably gotta look over this thing. We found a couple cracks. Like right here's cracked, and the other side's cracked. So we found a couple cracks we're gonna have to fix before we start using it, but for the most part, should be pretty well good to go. There we are, we're unfolding the combine for the first time all year. Garinghoff's been sitting inside for a while. So this thing right here, it's an expensive option, but it's a very necessary option in our area. So to put a combine on a trailer, it takes about 10 minutes and you need an extra person to haul that head to the next field. Whereas if you just had a folder like this, it just takes 3 minutes, you fold up and you're on your way. No extra people, no getting out of the cab, no nothing, it's awesome. So like I said, it's an expensive option, but we find it useful in our area. An 8-row head, you don't need that option, which is like on that combine right there, on that chopper right there. But once you get, because that's only 21 feet wide at the tips, but once you get to a 12-row, which is 31 feet wide, you definitely need something like this. There we are, one side's unfolded, one side's just about done. You can kind of see which ones were sitting vertical, which ones were sitting on the ground. Kind of see the 6 rows in the middle were sitting on the ground, so gravity was able to let dust settle on them. Whereas the ones that were sitting upside down, nothing was able to sit on them. So we're gonna basically take this thing, spin it, run it off, and then start probably blow it out some more, make sure everything works, and then start servicing it. Now we're gonna run it. So we're just running it, letting the machine clear out, making sure everything's working. Pretty sweet. Rotor speed spin around 320. Fans around 1250. Cool. So those guys are going to go through the head. I'm just going to start walking around the machine, doing an inspection, checking tensioners, like this one's out of tension, checking hydraulic oil levels. Basically just going to do a thorough look over, going to open up the concaves, make sure there's no damage, check belts, and do all the above. So let's get to servicing. Hey, I'm just happy, guys, because we're doing this 2 weeks before harvest starts. That's awesome. So the difference between this combine, which is a 21 model, and that combine, which is a 2010 model, there's a lot of differences, but out the back of the machine, the biggest one is the spreaders. These are hydraulic spreaders, and they're easily able to get swung out of the way. So you can get up here and inspect your cleating shoe, your chopper, etc. So keep an eye on this. The chassis, or the cleaning shoe, top sieve and bottom sieve, which is basically your cleaning elements right here. This is what shakes back and forth and allows grain and trash to shake back, and air flows through to kind of help separate them. But these are going to be very similar than that 11 years older model. The chopper's going to be a little different, but the biggest thing is this has a much bigger gap. You want to know why? Because this thing has 3D shake. It can shake uphill. It can shake grain uphill, because in side slopes, if you're at a side, gravity is a thing, so all your grain is going to want to funnel to this side. Well, your cleaning shoe works the best when it's evenly distributed. So if you have a pile of grain right here, a pile is going to fall out the back. So let's go look at the other one. There's your difference. It's a little bit bigger, like body width wise. Chopper's a little bit bigger, but for the most part, same machine, same class side. That one just has a little bit more horsepower. Here's your rotor cage. Very, very similar to the 7088, if not identical. Same rotor, basically, just a little bit different concave, same shoe augers, pretty similar. So Curtis is going to tack all these up and finish getting these concaves buttoned up. Actually, they're hydraulic, Nathan. You should have, I think you have to start it up. Yeah, it's hydraulic. So I just tightened a couple chains. These chains, they need to stay tight so they don't slip or don't break anything. So that's what I just did there, tighten them up. Darren is blowing the head off. You got a little something everywhere. And Nathan's gonna basically, he's just blowing the head off, getting all this stuff done that should have been done last year, but that's what it is. Then we'll blow the combine off, change hydraulic oil potentially, you gotta look at hours, and this thing's just about ready to roll for corn. So this chain, for example, is too loose. I gotta tighten it up to this. They give us this little gauge right here. This washer's gotta be even with that gauge, so I gotta tighten up quite a bit. This is the unloading auger drive. Gets driven up by the engine via a belt. Good enough. So up here, everything looks pretty good. You need to get it blown off, that's for sure. But these two belts, these two very expensive belts, this is your rotor drive belt. That's variable speed, that actually changes the speed. And this is basically brings the drive over from the engine. Here's your engine that right underneath. Its main gear case is right here. This is where the engine output is. Spins a gear case and a bunch of pumps and a bunch of belts. And yeah, like I said, distributes power out for the rest of the machine. Pretty sweet. There's Curtis welding away on those concaves, getting everything built back up. I just realized that our planters aren't hooked up anymore. We got those unhooked. Nice. So that's good. Getting some things done. Apparently Carl was here. Whoever Carl is. Alrighty, I am gonna head up to the dealership, our local dealership, Kunal Implement. Like I said, they're great. 2 minutes away, I'm gonna run up there real quick, and we're going to grab a power cable, so that way I can install a brand new Midland MXT 500 radio. Alrighty, just leaving Kunal's. Got my part. Thank you guys for your tireless work and service and having the parts that we need when we need them. So we're gonna head back, and I am going to crimp some wires and get getting the radio installed, and then the guys Not sure what they're doing. I know they're working on both combines. Hopefully we can get the 7150 and the corn head ready to go today, and the 78.8. Hope we can just about get the rotor back in and ready to go. Just about ready to put it back in, but this storm right here is coming right at us. We could use it. We'll take the rain. Just hopefully it's not a severe storm. So I'm gonna put on another MXT 500. I did one on there and I liked it so much I'm gonna do another one. I just gotta make sure I got another power cable for the case. Gonna make sure I cut the right wire and splice and crimp it correctly. And we'll go install it. Well, we found a boo-boo. Eee, that is not good. That is a massive crack on the faceplate. Quite a bit of cracks. So this faceplate is what actually kind of holds the head's weight and pivots around the feeder house. Here's where it pivots. You got a hydraulic cylinder right here that moves it up and down, and I'm guessing the stress of moving that up and down cracked it. Not good for a 2-year-old machine. Not good at all. But hopefully, if that's the only thing we got to do to this thing this off season, we'll take it. Because it could be a lot worse, but that's still not good, because that's going to cause some work. And I need to find the tools to pull this radio out. Figure out where the heck I stuck them. Well, so we got some fixing to do on that 7150. That is for sure not good. Hopefully it's covered by warranty because it happened within 2 years, but who knows? Not good regardless. Also got a storm coming in, so I'm going to tarp this cart before we forget about it. Whoa. And there we are. So bring on the rain. We'll take it. We're just gonna have to put all this equipment away kind of quick if it does rain. Well, we're making progress, ladies and gentlemen. We had an inch of rain, 1.3 inches of rain 2 days ago. No, yesterday even, and that was a godsend. We haven't had over an inch of rain in almost 2 months, which is unheard of for this area of the country unless you're in real bad drought, which we are. So that stinks, but we got some good rain. It's gonna do nothing for the crop that we have now, but it's going to help next year's crop, hopefully. Start getting moisture back into the soil profile. So yeah, we're just kind of slowly poking away because we got that rain. We're not chopping, so we have some time to get the combines ready to go. So that's what we're working on. There she is. It's not perfect, but she'll work. Just kind of slide some. I need to figure out a way to U-bolt that if I can. But for now, she'll twerk because there we are. Oh yeah, this thunderstorm's about to bear down on us. It's not raining a mile away, but it's raining 2 miles away, so we better get stuff put away. That's for sure. This is fun. This is very fun. Man, that was a nice little rain shot we just got. A whopping 6/10 in about 20 minutes. We will take it. Wish we would have took it like a month ago, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. That was awesome. So we're almost up to 2 inches in the last 2 days. That's more than we've had in almost 2.5 to 3 months. It's nuts, but awesome. We'll take it. Now we're gonna be working on the rotor. Changing elements and be about ready to go back in. Well, that was a good rain shower. So we were just kind of tinkering around, getting the rotor ready. I think the rotor was about ready to go back in. So the end of this week, we'll get the rotor back in at some point, hopefully even tomorrow because we got some rain day. Really, we are going to be in full field mode as soon as we can, as soon as the weather lets us, because we basically got 2 weeks of chopping to do, some of it our own, and then we're gonna be going right into harvest. So it's gonna be a busy, busy time. And like I said before, I'm gonna be going up into Canada, leaving tomorrow, which is the 12th, and coming back the 24th, which is a week and a half away. So it's gonna suck, I'm gonna be gone, but we'll make the most out of it. You guys will get you a cool video from out there. Construction project update. They haven't started pouring any concrete yet, but they're getting dang close. Got all the tile laid, so the underground water, or basically the drainage underneath this, that'll keep it from, you know, water from pooling and eventually cracking out our pit like we did the old one. But this is going to be our third pit. It's going to be a high moisture corn pit. So a cracked high moisture corn is basically what we're adding into the ration for our cattle. It's going to be great because instead of feeding dry corn that's in our bins, we're going to put 20 to 25,000 bushel of cracked high moisture corn in here. And that's essentially like putting up another grain bin for us. It's going to save us a bunch of room. So we're kind of excited about it. It's going to be obviously the same depth, same height as our other pits. It's going to be a little bit smaller as far as width wise, I think. But I'm not sure. Let's go look. It's about 10 feet. That was about 30 feet wide. This one's about 40 feet. So yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit narrower, but like I said, we don't need to have as much high moisture corn because we don't feed as much corn on our ration. So therefore, we're not building it as big. So yeah, construction update. By the time we get back in a week and a half, this will be poured, this will be set. Hopefully this will be knocked out of here, hopefully. And hopefully we'll start chopping one of these two. That's the hope. Purdy. Well, that was a fun, productive day on the farm. We actually got to see rain, which was, haven't seen that in a very long time. And we got quite a bit of work done on the combines. Got the combine hooked up, 7150s looked over. Got a little bit of work to do on the faceplate. We got to grind that down and do quite a bit of welding because that is a pretty major problem. If we wouldn't have caught that, yeah, we would have dropped a head more than likely, or just done a lot of damage. So major problem, hopefully averted. We'll get that fixed. 7088 should be able to get the rotor back in tomorrow if they have time to work on it, or at least the next day they have to work on. And yeah, with this rain, they won't be chopping tomorrow more than likely, so we'll have some time to work on that, which is good. But the rain will hopefully help some of these beans that are still green. But for the most part, I think that rain was 2 weeks too late. But it is what it is. It's just, you just gotta roll with the punches. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, take it easy, stay safe. The next video will be from up in Canada. I think you guys are really gonna like it, so stay tuned for that. And as always, ta-ta for now.